We want more gold.
Yeah. Maybe the old timer who lost his shoe also lost his poke and all his gold spilled out. We're back on the river. Today is gonna be a great day, guys. We're gonna do a little bit of dredging. We're on a new section of river. We're gonna drop in the 3-inch dredge, do a little sampling around. We had a couple nice little spots. Try to locate a high water flood gold streak. Hopefully pick up a pile of fine gold, prep the hole, and get on the go, baby. So let's go. All right, boys, here we have it. We got rapids, riffle here on the downstream side coming up. We got a nice little wall riffle here. Huge pocket on the inside bend. That's a calm spot. From out there, here, all the way to shore. We're gonna set up right in this area right here. So on this big inside bend, it wraps around. We got kind of a wall of boulders here, which may act as a riffle, dropping heavies and gold down in this region. When the water's even higher, ripping along there, we got our first dead zone right here, all the way back up into here. It's pretty darn deep out there. We'll probably get in there later today. And right on the edge of that, going up this way. So we get a nice good sample, see if we can figure out where the gold's running. And we're gonna have a beautiful day. We got all our gear hauled down. It was quite the trip. Pretty steep bank here. Got my little chair spot set up. I'm gonna throw on my waders. DJ's doing the same over here. Woo. And then we're gonna get the whole dredge set up, prep down here. We're gonna float it out. So here we have a Keen 3-inch dredge. You can see the nice compact small pontoons. The frame's integrated. You can take it all apart. We keep it in multiple pieces like this just so we can carry it down quicker. But the sluice box and the jet flare sits in here like this on the frame, and it attaches down here with this pin. And we forgot our cotter pin, so I just got a piece of baling wire I strung through. These nuts right here is how you adjust the tilt of your box. The further back you slide the box, the lower the discharge end will hang in the water, making the box steeper. So we'll be playing around with these to get the box dialed in just perfectly. And the motor mounts up right here. We got her cinched in. Here we have our high pressure pump. The foot valve's gonna come off of this. That'll be the intake water. The high pressure out will go from here. It's a 2-inch line down to the jet. That's what creates pressure and suction down at the nozzle, which allows us to suck gravel up. Since we don't want to die or fall asleep of carbon monoxide poisoning underwater, we install a snorkel, bring it way up away from the motor, and we suck our fresh air from up here. Apparently in this case we got a dirty sock to give some flavor to the air. That'll keep any bugs or critters or gnats out of our airline and prevent us from choking underwater. Our jet goes here into the jet layer, and this hose is going to connect to the high pressure outlet pump. Way too many boulders here, the dredge won't float. So our only option is to push it out further into the fast current and get it anchored with a T-post. Hopefully we've got enough flotation to handle the current. Alright, the dredge is floating free now. We had to dump a bunch of big boulders. We're pre-prepping the hole. We're going to be a lot more productive if we clear out our dredging area, so that way once we get underwater and you're on the nozzle, you can immediately start sucking up gold.
Yeah!
Alright, so we're going to clear some of this out and get going.
Go in the water.
Woohoo! Maybe we'll do a few more and hop in the water. It's starting to get warm. So it's always a good idea to set up all your equipment before you head down to the river. There's always nuts and bolts and fittings and hoses and stuff you may forget. It's one of the worst things when you get down to the river. Get everything set up, you do everything you gotta do, and you're missing like the foot valve or something. Man, does that suck.
You trying to pick on me, Tiny?
Nah, just fool it.
Last time I forgot my foot valve.
Did you now?
Yes, I did.
Oh boy. So in this case, I thought I was gonna snorkel today, so I didn't bring all my extra fittings. This is the reserve air tank, hooks up to the compressor here. And then on the other side of the reserve, this is where we hook up our air line. TJ's got a full face mask here. How do you like that thing?
I like it a lot.
Keeps your face warmer.
Yes, it does.
So we gotta hook up our umbilical air line to the reserve tank right there. And my reserve tank is set up opposite with a female fitting on that end. So before I can get my air on, I'm gonna have to swap the fittings and hope everything else works. In the meantime, TJ's gonna get prepped, hop in the water, start prepping the hole. I gotta run up, get our weights. We're in a little bit deeper water than I thought, so we're gonna wanna sink down to the bottom and find that pastry. So wish us luck, guys. There she putters to life. Now you gotta prime the foot valve. Easiest way to do it is hold it upstream, pump it like this. Not a lot to go though. There we go. There's the flow. And we got it. Then you always want to weigh down the foot valve because if it pulls out, starts sucking air, we'll lose prime and it's over. So I don't know if you guys can hear that. We're sucking mad air right here, which is why you only can. You want to make sure that this connection with the power jet is underwater. Right now the hose is holding it up. You can hear that air, that's no bueno. One trick we've learned over the years, especially when prepping the hole and or going deep, we use an old milk crate right here. We're gonna fill that with rocks, so that way we can fill up the whole basket and chuck it once, instead of having to turn and chuck a rock every single time. We found that you're much more efficient with the milk crate. What do we got there? Got part of an old tin can, got rusted conglomerate on there. That's been sitting there for a while, that's a good sign. Hopefully we dropped ourselves right into a honey hole. So you can see the river comes down, it's pretty rapidy right here. This is the start of an inside bend. Comes around. Got this big old rock which pushes the current out that way. We have a little bit of a boil hole here. When the water's even higher, the boil hole will be back in here in the area that we're working today. Seeing that we're on this inside bend here in this calm spot, you know, this looks to be a pretty good deposition zone, and we'll find out here right quick. What'd you suck up there? Ah, damn. Almost guarantee you this came off of a raft or a kayak. The water's not too cold today, so I'm gonna be wearing my Atlas thermal fit gloves. These things are awesome. I use them for everything, metal detecting, dredging. This is a fairly worn out pair, but they work fantastic. They're only like $2-3 a piece if you buy them in bulk. I love them. This is the start of the hole. We got to work out an area so we can get down deeper, deeper, deeper and follow that pace streak wherever it may go. Might go up here, might go here, might go here. It might very well go right out here. This spot looks pretty primo right there. From behind that rock, down here to that rock on this side, and on that side out there. We're probably not going to get out there today, but from my guess, that would be the Ultra Primo. We'll see what we got up here. We might have to flatten the box a little bit. So here I got my airline. I'm gonna have to pull off this male piece and put on the female piece so I can connect to the reserve tank. At the end of the airline, you always have a regulator. This is a second stage regulator, so you don't need to use high pressure scuba tanks. You can see mine, I have it molded. It's pretty worn and beat, but it's still doing the trick. And voila, magic, all done. Setup is really important. You can see this big old boulder. It was down in here, and we put in the time and energy to move it so we can get the dredge as far back in the hole as possible, and it's floating. This way it leaves room so we can pull the dredge forward and fill the area that we're working on as we progress upriver. Ideally, you want to have your suction hose as straight as possible and with as few bends as possible, which will help limit the amount of plug-ups you get in your hose. So far, we've been good. We spend so much time underwater, these are things that I need to use, and if you have problems with your ears, you might want to look into these as well. These are called Dox Pro plugs. They're vented, so you can go underwater. There's a little hole right in the center that'll release pressure. But when you're in really fast water, these things help keep the current from blasting into your ear. And also at the end of the day, I always use instant ear dry to dry out my ears so I don't get an ear infection.
About to dredge.
That's right, first time this season. I was getting my mask ready. You can use defogging gel or spray, but honestly what works best and cheapest down by the river, drop a loogie in your goggles. They spin in there like that, rub it around, give it a quick rinse, shake it out, you're good to go, no fog.
One nasty rock.
Yeah. This rock must have been positioned just right to get sucked up the nozzle, and we can't even get it back out. But it's better having it here than in the middle of the hose.
We got it.
Oh, you did it.
Got it out.
All right.
Don't want that one back
yeah,
again.
TJ. Thanks, man.
That's an old shoe.
Oh yeah, it's got text in it.
Real old.
Yeah, that could be a biker's boot, or it kind of looks like a woman's shoe, doesn't it?
It's got like 4 layers on it.
Yeah, it's wild.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of a fishing lure or something.
Yeah, it looks brass or gold or something.
Huh. Well, we got about 2.5, 3 hours on the nozzle. Just got out of the water. Can't reach the bottom anymore without the weight belt. Hold the mats, doing a clean out. Damn, that's a lot of black sand.
Just gold right there. Just gold right there.
Let me know when you got that pan down.
It's gonna take a little while.
We're gonna do a test pan from the top. Oh man, This is just loaded with black sand. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's gold everywhere, all throughout there. Let's see if I can try to...
Hundreds of pieces.
Yeah. Man, every little glimmering piece on top of this black sand is a little flake of gold.
Wow.
Well, that's looking pretty good.
Nice. There's some nice pieces in there. Wow.
That's not too bad. I'm liking this.
This is really nice, dude.
Oh, look at that.
This is some good gold.
There's just gold throughout all of it. Everything that's glittering is gold.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, buddy.
We're on some good stuff today.
Heck yeah. Oh, there's a bigger flake.
There you go. There's a nice piece.
You guys want to see some mad floaters down by the river? Look at our pan. It's just full of gold. Oh, come on, focus. And see that? See that? That's a huge pile of floating gold all throughout here. All these little pieces are floating gold, man. We're gonna have to add some jet dry so we don't lose this stuff. But I think we did pretty darn good on this test. We're gonna, what you think? We're gonna have to bring in some bigger equipment?
Oh yeah. We want more gold.
Yeah, baby. All right, that looks beautiful.
These look like copper nails in here, so this must be a really, really old shoe.
Wow.
Solid leather, 4 or 5 pieces thick.
Pretty wild. Maybe the old timer who lost his shoe also lost his poke and all his gold spilled out. Islands of floating gold. Look at all of that. I've never seen so much gold float before. Just goes to show you how fine this stuff is. See it moving. It's all floating gold. Nice little line. We got a great hole here, guys. That's what we like to see.
Oh, we did great today.
You like the new test spot?
Oh yes, I love the new test spot.
This is a beautiful indication of what we got left in the box. Without weights, long arming, that's badass, guys. This is what you want to see for sure. Alright. You guys see all this gold floating? We're gonna have to grab some jet dry because our pans are so full of fine. Whoa, look at that!
Wow.
Look at that!
Jeez.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful not to pan that off into the river. Man, this box is just loaded with black sands. I'm gonna hit again tomorrow, see what we get for a total.